welcome to Two Cooks in the Kitchen. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing to our channel. We are making Massaman curry chicken. Massaman curry, there's records from the Kingdom of Siam from centuries ago of this recipe being served to the kings. And we have a video on how to make the curry paste. And now we're going to proceed with using it in a chicken dish. Massaman curry usually has some sort of sour fruit in it, and we are using both I forget what that's
tamarind.
Tamarind and pineapple. And this is not a super sweet pineapple, so it's going to work out fine. I've started with some coconut cream in my pan with a little bit of lemongrass, and I'm going to cook this coconut cream until it breaks a little bit. I want to see bubbles of oil coming out of this coconut cream. And then I'm going to put the curry in there and cook that for a while. You don't want to do this on too high heat. With other curries, like with the red and yellow curry, you can do it pretty quickly on high heat. But this one wants to be on a little bit lower heat, and just, kind of take your time with it. And you can see it's starting to look like a bubbling pancake. And probably should have saved this pan for the pancakes we're making. So we're going to let this go, and we'll come back when this is ready to add the curry to it. So you can see here that the cream is starting to bubble pretty well. I'm going to turn it down just a little more. And if it gets too dry, you just add more cream. We've got 2 containers here, I used half of the coconut milk on something else earlier, but this is going to be all of that is going to end up in here eventually. So, but we want to see some oil coming out of these bubbles. It isn't breaking yet; it's just boiling. So we'll keep on going. All right, I feel like this is starting to break a little bit now. I'm going to put in the Massaman curry paste.
How much is that?
This is a 1/4 cup. And then as this cooks, we're going to add a little more coconut. Just add it around the outside. And then we're going to let this curry paste cook in with this. And there's just no need to rush this part of things. And at some point here, the lemongrass has mostly done its job already, so it can come out at some point here, whenever you feel like. All right, we're going to let that cook along. Now this should, you can see there's little spots of red oil happening now. That's what we want. So we're going to let this go for probably about 5 minutes, and cook along. You can see this is getting this nice colorful oil on the top, and we want that to end up on top of our dish when we're all done with this, so it's a good sign. We're going to put in the onion because I really want it to cook before it goes in the oven.
How much onion?
And this is 1 onion, and turned out to be quite a bit, but I think it's going to be just fine. We're going to add a lot more liquid to this, so don't worry. In fact, I don't want this to get too thick yet, so I've added some water into this last little bit of coconut milk here, and I'm going to pour that in there. I might even add a little more. You can use like chicken broth if you want, but I didn't think it was necessary. There's so much flavor in here. And we're gonna let this onion cook for a while, and we're also gonna add our tamarind, which is gonna take a little while to break down. And yeah, I think I'm gonna add a little more water to this, and then we'll let it get back up to a boil. So all in all, that was probably a half can of water. Okay, we'll let this, oh, you know what else we should add at this point? I have some coconut sugar. Keeping with the traditional coconuttiness of this dish. Okay, we'll let this come back up and cook some more. Oh, I know what else I can do. We're also going to use some potato. And I'm going to put the potato right in the pan we're going to cook this in. And just add it to the chicken. And we're going to pour our curry over this. And cook it in the oven. Now another way you could do this, these are bone-in thighs. Another way you could do this is make a stew with chunks of chicken. You just get boneless, skinless thighs, cut them into chunks, and just cook it right in the pot on the stove like a stew. That way works great, but we do that so often that I thought I'd do something different. So there you go. All right, we'll come back. All right, so we got a couple more things we're gonna add before we put this on our chicken. And we're not gonna bake all of this sauce. We're gonna save some to pour over. That's about a cup and a half of pineapple. And I'm gonna add a tablespoon of fish sauce. And I'm gonna squirt a half a lemon in here.
Amateur photography.
These are really great, juicy,
Yeah.
juicy lemons.
Thank our friend for that one.
Yeah. Hopefully by this time, or by next spring, we'll have lemons from our own tree. It's looking good so far, but we'll have to see how it does through the winter. Okay, so now I'm gonna let this boil again, and then we'll be ready to put this on our chicken. All right, so our stuff is cooking along really well here, and I'm gonna bring it over and put it on our chicken. And
It's gonna be a little tricky, huh?
it's pretty thick stuff. It's got a lot going on. We get juice in here. Now you can do this. You can cook a whole chicken. You can cook game hens. You can even cook a turkey
What?
this way. What you
Oh,
do?
you could probably buy like a turkey breast that you cook.
No.
Or, you know.
You can even cook a whole turkey this way. What you do is you stuff the inside of the turkey with like apples and maybe some pineapple, and then put some of our massaman curry inside, and then just do the same thing here, you know, around the outside of the bird, and cook it till the bird's done. And you'll see later, we're going to come back and after the chicken's cooked, we're going to come back and re-season this curry, and then we'll have it to go over the dish when we serve it. So right now, this is going to go on low heat and be reserved. We just don't want it to cool all the way off or anything. This is going to get covered, put in the 350-degree oven. By the way, this is we made a mole manchamantellis with this pineapple a couple days ago that was not very spicy. And here again, this is 2 dinners in a row that are not too spicy.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Best husband ever.
All right, so I'm gonna give this, let's say, 20 minutes covered. And I'm gonna put
What's your oven temp?
350. And I'm gonna put the rest of my coconut cream in here. And I still have the fish sauce out if I decide it needs it at the end here. But it should be just packed with flavor. So that'll keep this nice and moist while it sits waiting for the chicken to cook. 20 minutes has passed. We're going to take the foil off this. And I'm going to try another 20 minutes and see if it doesn't look like it's cooking very much.
No, it's not.
So this might need a little longer, but I'm going to check it. 20 minutes. All right, so our 40 minutes is over, and they're not quite done, but they're getting there. I'm going to turn it around, put it back in for another 10 minutes, and we should be pretty good by then. Our chicken is cooked.
Oh, that looks perfect now.
Guess I'm gonna need to
It's all bubbling. That's much better.
fingers.
It's golden brown.
Look at how beautiful this is.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the chicken out of this pan because I want the curry for another use. So I'm going to put one piece on each of 2 serving dishes. And then we're going to put the other 2 away for later. And then we're going to take everything that's left in this pan and we are somehow going to put this back in our curry cooking pan.
Careful. So there's all the potatoes and the onions.
It's got everything. We're gonna fix this up and then put it back over the chicken. So to this, I'm gonna crank this heat up a little bit. We've kept this warm all the time, so it's not starting from cold or anything. So now we're going to put in our 2/3 of a cup of peanuts. And I'm going to add another tablespoon of fish sauce. And even, you know, a little extra. This sauce came out really sweet, and we want to give it a little more umami. And we're gonna also add some lemon. The other half of that lemon. And a little bit of salt. And this should just be great now. So I do want to let this cook together. We've got a lot of stew here. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with all of it. But
Yeah, that could have used like a whole bunch more chicken probably.
so you can see that if you would, you know, cut up chicken cubes and just cook them in here, you'd have a stew that was a lovely chicken stew. Now, we're going to let this cook together for a second, and we'll come back and plate up our meat. All right, I'm going to put some of our Massaman curry sauce over here in our leftovers. This is going to make a lovely dinner tomorrow or the next day. So I've been tasting along, and this is just really, really good. We were thinking it was a little sweet earlier, so I added some more fish sauce. And I don't know if they got hot or not. I don't want to touch them. No, they did. Okay, we just want to decorate our chicken with a whole bunch of sauce. It's kind of a one-color dish, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you're gonna put your red
It's not-
Serrano on there.
It's the flavor that matters, but
It's enough on mine.
it's not. But we're going to be dipping that apalm in here, and it's.
I'm not sure that's enough to eat.
I can tell you, it's just going to be delicious. I can see that already. All right, so just because I make everything mild for Kelly doesn't mean I can't have some peppers.
You don't make everything mild.
No, I don't. Actually, lately I've been making things super hot.
Yeah.
Kelly's been a good sport about it, but so this one she's really gonna like because it's not super hot. And chili oil always makes it look good. So there you have it.
Let's see. Taste it. Might be hot. In more ways than one.
All right. So this is Massaman curry. It's a very mild curry with pineapple flavors. So the fruit and the sweetness of the fruit just really is forward in this. And then you get all the curry flavors and
And then some Serrano.
and then some Serrano. It's really a good dish. You're going to enjoy this. And thank Thanks for watching Two Cooks in the Kitchen. And we'll see you next time.